You guys didn't hear my intros. I just went through everybody. All right, I'll do it again. What's up, Rock Jim, Red Dragon, Kimberly, Adele, Danielle, Crystal, Capone, Tar Healer, Lisa, Debbie, Amanda, Crystal, Brian, Rock Jam, Capone, Kimberly, Elsa, Sissy, Danielle Marie, um, Diane, Mark, GF Twins, Snooper Sleuther, my favorite troll, Elsa, and I guess that's it so far. Welcome, Krug's wifey. Oh, you've been a member. What's up, Born? Hey, Faraz. Hey, Adele. All right. So, do I have audio now, right? Yeah, all right. You guys have me nervous. Thought I had to go through it like 3 times. All right. So, I have not moved from my computer in a couple of hours because I've been hooked on Twitter. Getting stuff for this case, getting everything together for this case. Because I personally felt, hey, Debbie, because I personally felt like that the stepmom is involved to begin with. Hey, Squirrel. I really felt like the stepmom was involved to begin with. I said that hours ago. I said, stepmom's involved, mark my words. So there's a lot of information to bring you guys on this case. So that's why I want to jump right into it. I even cut down the intro saying hi to everyone. But yeah, Crystal, I know you're glued to Twitter as well. So if anything new comes up, let me know while I go through everything. I would be forever grateful because I only have 2 monitors, so I can't keep multiple things open and show you guys at once. All right, it is not true about let's start with the rumor. It's not true about the FedEx driver. The reporter that reported it should absolutely be fired. That rumor was started by JLR. How do I know JLR started it? I'm going to show you. We're going to flip through my notes. Now, I can't tell you why this posted like right on right on my timeline that I'm doing. Okay. But let's like squash the rumors immediately. By the way, that scene has been cleared. So there was no body found. Totally cleared. FBI's gone. Cops are gone. Everyone's gone. Okay. On the mom's Facebook page, JLR writes, the FedEx rumor was started by this guy. I think he's trolling. The rumor on Twitter said locals saying they found her body after a FedEx driver admitted to hitting her while making a delivery and dumping her body. A Ring doorbell caught it. Okay. That is JLR. JLR, I remember this name from another case. It may be Watts, it may not be, but that Steve guy, that's JLR. So when I saw him post this, I was like, OMG. Secondly, he would never know unless it was him who started the rumor. There's no way he could have known who started the rumor. And the way he said the FedEx rumor was started by this guy, he would never be able to know that unless it was him. So, yeah, I totally believe it was him. And again, I got an error sending message and I got them last night too. Is anyone else getting them? Error message for what? Oh, on YouTube? So, yeah, that's how I know that this was started by him. What is the point in that's what he does though. He's a troll. I mean, that is what he does. He is a troll. The Chris Watts case, oh my God. That's where we all met him, or a lot of us met him. He is one of the worst. I guess is the wrong word. Worst, best, I don't know, but that's what he does. He's a troll. I also want to say, guys, right away. 151 people and I have 35 likes. Come on now. Get me the thumbs up or I'm never ever growing. I need you guys to help me grow my channel. If I don't have you guys to help me grow my channel, I'm going to be stagnant. So hit that thumbs up. All right.
In a little bit, I'm going to watch Christmas lights.
With who?
Jackie.
All right. Did you clean your room?
Kind of.
What time are you going to be home?
Probably
9. All right. Wear a jacket.
I have my big woolly one.
What?
I said I got my big woolly one.
Okay, I'm just saying it's cold out. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into the timeline. Like I said, when I was posting stuff and pasting stuff, kind of stuff got in between stuff. So Athena got off the bus at 4:15 at father's house. Her father wasn't present when Athena went missing and was heading on a camping trip or a hunting trip. At some point, Athena's stepmom told police she got into an argument with the girl, which the sheriff said wasn't unusual. Okay. First of all, why is anybody arguing that much with a 7-year-old? How much can you possibly argue with a 7-year-old? Just saying. The stepmother went to make dinner, and then she went to find Athena. She wasn't in the house. The sheriff said the stepmother called 911 at 6:40. Yesterday, the sheriff told us that at 5:40. That's when the police searches began, along with EMS and volunteer firefighters. Search dogs were used Wednesday night, along with thermal imaging from the air, with the help of helicopters, the DPS, and FWPD. Nothing was found but wildlife. Investigators called off the search around 4:30 a.m. Thursday morning and then started again a few hours later. This time, roughly 200 citizens joined in and combed over the area. Nothing was found at all on Thursday. Nothing has been found since. No evidence, nothing of Athena's. Sheriff says registered sex offenders have all been interviewed within the area. I'm going to go back to that. Search dogs found a scent that went around the house, but nothing outside the perimeter. FBI said FBI, Texas DPS, and U.S. Marshals are all assisting. FBI is using digital resources to help the sheriff's office. This would likely include cell phone data, social media posts, etc. Dad and stepmom are cooperating. Sheriff said they're acting appropriately for the situation. I don't really know what that means, acting appropriately. Is there a way to not act appropriately? Like, I don't understand that. Foul play not ruled out, but not suspected at this time. Hey, Jamie, I don't understand how it's not suspected. No family has spoken with me yet. This was from a news reporter. No family has spoken with me yet, aside from Athena's biological mom and her aunt. Athena's biological mom, Maitland Gandy, spoke with me yesterday and said that she can't conceive that Athena would wander off. Told me that Athena was staying with her biological father for the school semester and was supposed to trade custody for Christmas. Okay, here's a red flag too. Why did dad have custody? Mom is a nurse, allegedly. Why would dad have custody? Just saying. Athena's mother told me that the little girl is afraid of the dark and that she's known to go to neighbors' homes or for a walk, but she has never wandered off like this before. Okay, in all fairness, how long did you have custody as compared to how long the father has had custody? Oh, she was sick and wasn't able to care for her. Okay. But for how long? Recent or a long time? Hey, Mustang Sally. Athena's aunt, Keelan Kubith, told me that something doesn't feel right about all of this and that she just wants Athena to come home. I did ask the sheriff if CPS has ever visited the biological father's home. He told me he has no knowledge of that. We reached out to CPS about it, and those records are confidential. I'm looking into both the father and the stepmother's backgrounds, like many of you have, and trying to get court records confirmed. Now, what we do know after this, we do know that the CPS has been there, but not for Athena. CPS had been to the house for the stepmom and I guess her daughter, but had nothing to do with Athena. CPS has never been involved in anything with Athena. At this time, Sheriff and FBI need tips. If you have any, please call them and pray this little girl's found. Okay. Let me also tell you, people are getting murdered, not physically, not literally, but these people are getting murdered on Facebook. Now, people are making a huge big deal about Dad's record. Okay, I personally don't think there's anything to write home about. In 2014, 2015, and 2018, he's got a false report to police, driving while intoxicated, and theft under $750. Okay. And that was 2018 was his last crime. We're now in 2022. That's 4 years ago. He stole something less than $750. Don't know the circumstances. Don't know anything about the circumstances. I don't really think he's a hardened criminal where we have to make this a huge production. Just my opinion. You guys might think differently. Okay. When I first started this, when I first sat down today at 4:30, this was in Wise County Sheriff giving an update on the search for Athena Strand. Per the sheriff, Athena got off her school bus Wednesday at 4:15. Stepmother called 911 about Athena not being at the home at 6:40. Yesterday, the sheriff told us 5:40. Okay, I don't know what the significance is, but I keep seeing it over and over. Now, let me tell you what I do see, though. I not shared custody, but I had to deal with a father and a stepmom. Okay. And I can tell you firsthand, as a stepmom, you would never wait an hour to find that child, ever. Because as a stepmom, you want to make sure nothing happens on your watch. So to know that the stepmom, this was the flag for me. When it's bad enough if it's a biological mom, but you know your mom. I mean, you know your kid. I don't think I would call, within the first 5 seconds if, they normally like maybe walk around or, I would check with the neighbors. I would check with friends. I would go out. I wouldn't say an hour, but definitely I wouldn't call immediately. As a stepmom, if I thought that my stepdaughter was missing, I would call within 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. Because again, as a stepmom, you don't want anything to happen on your watch. And add to the fact that she's also a mom, confirms that even more. For a stepmom to wait an hour is an awfully long time. Even if you think that she may be somewhere in the area, that's an awful long time as a stepmom. And if there's any stepmoms in here, you know what I'm talking about. Because as a stepmom, you just don't wait. You just get it done. Boom. So yeah, and it's too long for me. Then there's these rumors that this little girl slept in the back house and not in the main house, which is another weird situation to me. But I haven't been able to really confirm that. There's been a lot of rumors back and forth, but nothing solid. Nothing has really been confirmed. This to me is pretty big. The sheriff said that this has evolved now into an investigation instead of a search. That's pretty big. You are so right. Stepmom here. We had full custody since she was 2. Exactly. As a stepmom, you just don't want anything happen on your time, because you just get afraid and you don't want your husband hating it. Like it's I just can't see a stepmom waiting an hour. I just can't. Yes, I got all that. So here is stepmom and dad. Fairly young. They look kind of young to me. But there's stepmom and dad. But I'm going to show you guys something that I find a little odd. Now, I understand people have fetishes. I understand that we all like different things. I understand that some people are much more deviant than others. I get all that. I totally get all that. Wait, hold on, I'm on the wrong screen. I totally get all that. But please tell me what you think of this. Now, if she wasn't the stepmom of a missing child, I may see this differently. Never really thought the dad was involved either, until I saw this. Now, what that's attached to, I don't know. I don't know if that's attached to a shirt, if that's attached to him. But that kind of caught me as a little freaky deaky. Why are you wearing a lock chain? She does look young, but why are you wearing a lock chain? And for those of you that don't know, that is a dominatrix, not a dominatrix, I can't think of the word, but you're very submissive. That means that whoever is holding the Beard Wolf, you know all about this. If you are wearing this, then someone owns you. Hey, Cotton Candy, someone owns you. And the fact, BDSM, thank you. And the fact that, yes, this was posted to social media. I don't know what it's attached to. I don't know if it's attached to him or if it's attached to a shirt, but it really caught me as odd, especially in this situation. She's letting him know. Yeah, that's a stepmom. She's letting the whole world know that he owns her. So, like I said, I don't know the situation behind the picture. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that caught my eye immediately. Immediately. I'm cutting in and out. Really? Yeah, this is stepmom. Me too, Kristen. Me too. It doesn't look like Halloween. All right. Here's stepmom. The FedEx driver is bullshit. It is a rumor. It was started by JLR. You don't know what I think it's attached to. I don't know. I really don't know what it's attached to. This was what the stepmom posted a day after she went missing. Crystal, is there anything going on Twitter? Someone said check Twitter. Maybe it's just a fashion sense. No, that's not fashion sense. That is a true BDSM. That is honestly a true BDSM. That is a chain, a lock, a leather choker. BDSM. All right. So my stepmom posts this on Facebook. Hey, Lex. Stepmom posts this on Facebook. One of our kids are missing. Athena Presley Monroe Strand. If anyone has seen her or know of her whereabouts, please call the police station or call me. And she leaves her phone number. They taped off a car in the investigation. Okay. She was last seen at home in Paradise, Texas, Wise County around 5:30, 11:30:22. If anyone has any information or just anything, please contact us. I'm just innocently here making po for dinner. That's a whole post. Your daughter is missing. Your stepdaughter is missing. You don't find this a little odd? Because I do. I find it extremely odd. Nothing else about her. Nothing else about where, who, what, when, where, why, or how. I don't know. I just find this very, very odd for a stepmom whose stepdaughter went missing on her watch. I just find this post a little odd. All right. Here's another post that came up from a Randy Barham Adams. I know she was happy and well taken care of. I'm praying and watching out for her. Okay. Okay. I've known Athena and her stepmom for over a year now, and I'm so scared for her. I know Athena tries to wander off a lot. Even we are out shopping, and we have to get her to hold her hands. She has so much love, but little common sense. Please keep an eye out for her. Who says that about a missing 7-year-old? I raised 3 kids. I don't think any of my kids are common sense is 7. They're 7. They're allowed to not have common sense. That's why they're 7. Now, if you told me she was 17 and she didn't have common sense, maybe. But I don't know too many 7-year-olds that have common sense. Now, a lot of people think, and guys, I know I'm talking like fast. I'm just trying to get through everything because I can't be doing 10-hour lives anymore, or not 10-hour, like 3-hour lives anymore. I have to keep it to a schedule. So, especially if I'm going to go live every day at 7:30. So, yeah. Now, in the Facebook post, somebody said that this might be a fake account and that it kind of sounds like it is the stepmom maybe made an account. If that's true or not, I don't know. But I found it just kind of odd that she says that a 7-year-old has so much love but little common sense. That just isn't right to me. It's just not. Not to say about a missing child. Is it true they have a vehicle roped off about the missing girl? I don't know. That's what somebody stated, but I haven't been able to check it out yet. I want to get through this stuff first. All right. This is the mom. Thank you, Cotton Candy. I don't have my song ready, but I'll get it. Hold on. I always forget about it. I got to program it. Yep. Oh my God, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I can't play it from here. All right. But thank you, Cotton Candy. All aboard. Woo woo. Anybody else wants to jump on that super sticker train? Woo woo. After my day today, I'm going to become a tragedy pimp. Believe that. Stepmom publicly wears a leash. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. All right, so this is from mom. This is biological mom. Please do not get your information from Athena's stepmom. She and her friends have changed her story several times. I am Athena's mother, and I am the only one that has looked and stayed and not slept since Athena went missing. Please stop bashing when you have no idea what is going on. My posts about Athena are public, and I'm trying to post when there are updates. We haven't found her. She's still missing. The news reporter Nick Something pulled his report from thin air. Athena did not run away. She is still missing and has been now for nearly 24 hours. Where'd I go? For 24 hours. Athena walked to school once in Comanche, Oklahoma. You can see the elementary school from Athena's mother's front porch. Okay, this is where I found this very weird. And a lot of people agreed with me that it was very weird. If she's Athena's mom, then what the hell is this last line? You can see the elementary school from Athena's mother's front porch, not her dad's home paradise schools. You are Athena's mom. So that's a little weird. I bet this mom is heartbroken. I'd be heartbroken too. But at the same time, we don't. All right, let me explain this because I've lived it. We don't know what the relationship is or how things transpired between them. Maybe the stepmom had an affair with the father, and she holds really big animosity towards the stepmom to begin with. We don't know what their story is. So I'm not going to judge the stepmom based on the mom. I will. I'll go back to it, Kim. Based on the mom, because we don't know what the relationship was. That could have been a tumultuous hell relationship. And she may hate her before all this went down. She could have hated her for reasons that have to do with the dad. We don't know why they split up. We don't know why they got divorced, why they're, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to judge anything. She could hate her to begin with. Yeah, this is Athena's real biological mom, the one that posted this. The bright pink hair, that's the stepmom. Oh, that was it. That's all I posted. All right. So now, Laura like Jesse Weber, nah. What do you mean? Granny, I think we all did, honestly. It could be another Gannon. Or it could be something even simpler. You've got company. Who's restreaming? All right. We got 6 notifications. All right. Yeah, that's JLR again. Why is he restreaming me? Go away. Whoop. All right, just spraying it. All right. One of the news reporters said this is in no way influencing theories or people speculating. It's simply what we've been told by the Texas DFPS, but there's not really a follow through. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So he posted this just 5 minutes ago. But this was posted 2 hours ago. So if there was something in between, I think they may have erased it. One hour ago, this is what I was talking about. Deputies cleared the scene. No one has told us why we're here or what they may have found. Thank you, Mike. Woo woo. Anybody want to? Oh, bored. Because I can't do my song when I'm sharing. See, the rest is from hours ago. So they must have removed a post. They had to have removed posts. Because this doesn't make sense to go from this to this. And I was following him less than 2 hours ago. She's sent to go with her father. She's supposed to come home to mom this month. Yeah, for Christmas. And then she was going back to her dad's. Yes, false post. Correct. And if you see, I said, please stop with this ridiculous rumor. I said, ridiculous rumor. There's a picture of a FedEx truck with police in a wooded area that is from like a year ago. I pulled that up on whatchamacallit, on Twitter. So then this Steve guy, who I believe is JLR, said, what, when it turns out to be true, will you miss my ass for me? So I said, I will, but when it turns out to be false, what you going to do for me? Sole custody, there's two different things. You have primary custody, you have sole custody, you have, it goes both ways. Sole custody means that you make all the decisions. Sole primary custody means that you have sole physical care and dad gets visitation. Sole legal custody means that you make all the decisions and dad has none. Joint legal custody means that you share legal custody, meaning dad gets to know what school they go to, what doctors he has, and all that stuff. Joint physical custody means you share custody based on an arrangement. Joint usually means 50-50. But there's so many different, thank you, Sky Z. There's so many different things you could have. Like in my case, I had sole physical custody with visitation, but we had joint legal custody. With the twins, technically, I have joint, technically, but he never asked anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's what it is. At least where I'm from, that's where it is. But anything, there's big difference. Big difference is legal custody and physical custody. Physical custody has nothing to do with legal custody. You can have full physical custody where the child lives with you 90% of the time and dad gets visitation, or lives with dad, most of the time, and mom gets visitation. But sole or joint legal custody just has to do with the, mom, let's say mom has sole physical custody, then dad, but they share joint legal like I had, then dad is entitled to know every time the kid goes to a doctor, anything with school. Dad has freedom to go, to the school and speak to them and find out from his teachers and his doctors and his dentist. Dad has every right to that. That is joint legal. And legal and physical are two totally different things. So, but I can't imagine from a mom perspective, giving my daughter to his father because I'm sick and then disappeared. And I also can't imagine what a 7-year-old is fighting with mom about so bad. I don't understand that either. They said that they had numerous arguments. What could you possibly fight with a fucking 7-year-old about? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you fight nonstop with a 7-year-old? Residential guardianship over my oldest. We have shared parenting. Yeah, see, different states call it different things. So residential guardianship sounds like joint. Well, no, residential guardianship means you have physical custody. He gets visitation. And then shared parenting is legal aspect, which is 50-50, right? I agree, Tommy. Saying it went missing after a fight with stepmom. I think it's set up. I don't think dad's necessarily involved, but I think an accident happened, and I think stepmom did something. Just a hunch. I could be wrong. It could have nothing to do with stepmom, but I find it odd that she waited an hour. I find it odd that she made a point to tell the cops that she had an argument with the kid. Why would you tell the cops that you had an argument with a 7-year-old? Now, the cops may look at it as that's innocent. I don't believe so. I really don't. I don't think that that's normal. Yeah, the state wants parents to do join. Absolutely. If so, stepmom is responsible for little girl. If the dad was really away, stepmom is responsible. But kids do wander, kids do certain things, but there's a lot of weird things in this case. One of them being like this house that she allegedly lived in, that it's like, back off. And she lives in the other house and not in the main house. So she's sleeping in this house with no windows. Why would this 7-year-old leave the house? I could see kids storming off. Why would she storm off without a coat? Where would she go without a coat? And why would mom, why wouldn't she know better than to wear a coat? Now, is it possible that she said, because I had a 7-year-old girl once. Is it possible she said, I'm going back home. I'm going to my mommy. And she took off walking? It's possible. I'm not going to rule it out. It's definitely possible because a 7-year-old would do that. But at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, I don't know. Well, see, Sin, that's my thing. We don't know the details. Like, was she fighting outside? Did they have a fight outside because, like, she wanted to come in? She wanted the daughter to come in, and the daughter said no. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of possibilities to it. Yeah, but she was going to school, Crystal. So it wasn't just visiting. She was going to school. They said the mom said she's afraid of the dark. And the timeline is odd. But the timeline is odd because is the dad involved? Is the timeline wrong? Is it possible? I mean, here's the other thing. If you're not going to call the police in an hour, okay, then do you call your husband? Do you call your husband and say, I can't find Athena? Were there any calls to the husband? Because if there wasn't, that's even more strange. So that's something we don't know yet. We don't know if the husband is involved. We don't know if the husband got a phone call. We don't know if she went complete radio silent for an hour. We don't know. It's an interesting thought, though, that is it possible? Is it at all possible that she wandered off and somebody picked her up? Now, I can't speak for other families, but I know that we gave Dayton a cell phone when he was like 4. Why? Because this right here was my worst fear. My worst fear was he was going to be with his dad and his stepmom and he was going to disappear. So I went out and bought him a $10 phone to call me if he ever needed me. And we taught him how to use it. And, kids know how to use phones. And, when he was with his dad, he would have his phone because his dad wouldn't let me talk to him. So I bought him a phone. I'm a little surprised that more parents don't do that. And I'm a little surprised that she wouldn't have a phone from a mom being gone for so long. That's just me, though. Police reporters Athena might have run off after an argument with parents. Yes. Well, parents or parents, because allegedly dad wasn't there. He was on his way to a hunting trip. What about search dogs find the trail looping around the house and then going on the road? No, Jen, I didn't see that. I saw that they lost the scent somewhere halfway through the house. I mean, behind the house. That's what I'm saying, Candy. It's not out of the norm to think that, okay, maybe she didn't call the cops for an hour for a reason, but why wouldn't you call your husband? CL, that's a thought too. That's a thought that some people have, is that, is it possible that they were both there? People are lying and dad took the body somewhere. Or do we all watch too much, crime shows and crime talks, and that's why we think that? I don't know. We're not sure, Amanda. I think according to the timeline, dad was already gone. They didn't say dad left that day. They just said dad was gone. He was on a hunting trip or on his way to a hunting trip. But, a couple of things. One, why are you letting yeah, I saw that. Why are you letting a 7-year-old run you? You are I keep saying dominatrix. You wear a chain with a lock on it to your husband. So you're submissive. Something ain't right. Maybe they didn't want to let her go back to the mom. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what the relationship was between them. And maybe this had to do with the custody thing. Maybe the stepmom was doing what the dad asked because they didn't want to give the child back. They didn't feel that she could have been submissive and was jealous of the kid. Exactly. There's so many possibilities that we don't know. My parents, Dayton had a phone when he was 4. No joke. But this picture, I'm telling you, that picture freaks me out. Hold on. I just can't get past this. That's freaking weird. Again, as I was confused, I was pretty sure he said it looped around house but ended at the road. Old school flip phone, exactly. $10. $10 Walmart. Prepaid. But that's a serious lock. That is true bondage. True BDSM. Now, has anyone not seen the press conference? The cop isn't as smooth as the other guy was, as the guy in Michael Vaughn's case. Can you show his face? He's not a bad looking guy at all. And the mom, the biological mom, still has pictures of him on her page. Chain. I don't know if the chain is locked to the husband or the chain is locked to her shirt, but the chain's locked to something. And Granny, I agree with you, but I don't know. I just find this odd for a public picture on Facebook. They could be dressed as Vikings. That's a good one, Janelle. All right, so let me pull up the press conference. I actually had everything ready, and then I had to restart my computer. Is this it? Why can I only find YouTubers that played it? I had it before. Oh, Granny's watching. You have the whole thing? Do you talk through it or no? Could be costumes? I don't think so. I really don't. Certain 7-year-old text club managed from a home. Hey, Coffee. That's how you found it. I had it before. I don't know where I got it from. Click news. No. I want to register. All right, at a press conference Friday. Foul play is not suspected. That's done already. The press conference. And not from another YouTuber, just like from the news. I had it before and now I can't find it. I don't remember what I did. I'm not finding it. All I keep finding is everyone else's videos. I'm going to do this guy because he's 22 minutes. Does that? Our sound good? All right. All right. I'm going to find it. All right, I give up. I'm using someone else's. I have time for all this. All right. I got it. I don't care. But shoot.
Ready?
Just 1 second.
Press conference is starting right now.
I'll wait on KRLD.
All right, I am ready when everybody is.
Everybody else ready to go?
Sir. Yes, sir, we're done.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. And again, good afternoon. We appreciate the assistance of media because this is a pretty big deal for us, the Wise County Sheriff's Office. And And I know that some of y'all have heard a lot of the information that was put out yesterday, which is still accurate. I'm going to go back through some of it because some of you may have not heard that. This is Craig Johnson. He's our chief deputy. He's going to help me because I know that y'all will have some questions. And when you do have the questions, we'll be prepared to answer those things as much as we possibly can, understanding that it's an ongoing investigation. So on Wednesday, the 30th of November, at about 4:15, a 7-year-old Athena Strand stepped off her school bus, arriving home like she does almost every day at County Road 3573 in Paradise. At about 6:40 p.m. that same day, Wise County Sheriff's Office dispatch received a 911 call from Athena's stepmom reporting that Athena was missing. Within about, I think it was about 14 minutes, we had deputies, EMS, volunteer fire departments there, and there was a search that commenced just right away. And that search, for the most part, was that area of the house, inside the house, under the house, and then the immediate area in that 6-acre tract where they live. But they weren't able to locate the child. So later on in the night, we had THP who came to help, the EMC, Emergency Management Coordinator, as well as the fire marshal, and multiple local PDs joined in and helped us in the investigation and the search. And in the nighttime, we had DPS 101 helicopter, DPS 101 and Fort Worth PD's Air One that were there. And they had thermal imaging helping to locate heat signatures on the ground. But they didn't find anything other than wildlife, rabbits, hogs, and some deer. No indication that there was any human activity out and about. Local law enforcement, as well as Rescue One, Search and Rescue One, had their canine teams, and those canine teams worked throughout the night in the darkness until the early morning hours, trying to pick up a trail. They picked up a short trail that just kind of circled around the house and then headed back over toward 2123. 2 different dog teams ran that track out, but still, we didn't find Athena. So at about 4:30 that morning, we gathered up and decided, okay, we're going to shut it down and be back at first light just yesterday morning. So yesterday morning, we were all on scene at 7 a.m. as the sun was coming up, and we started the search with mostly law enforcement, Highway Patrol, Sheriff's Office, Texas Rangers, DPS, CID. And that search didn't prove to be effective as well. We ended up with about 200 volunteers from the citizens around here in Wise County came forward and wanted to do something to help. So with the help of our EMC, we were able to coordinate and get those folks on tracks and on search patterns so that we could cover that six acres and cover it well. We had so many volunteers, and they were I guess mostly helped by law enforcement along the way. They were walking shoulder to shoulder through the brush, but still it was no luck. From the very beginning, this was it's 2 nights ago. It was a search accompanied by an investigation. A search accompanied by an investigation. But we are now transitioning to an investigation accompanied by a search. The investigation itself is the responsibility of Wise County Sheriff's Office. We are being assisted, and thankfully so, we're being assisted by the Texas Rangers, DPS, CID. We're being assisted by local PDs, the U.S. Marshals, and the FBI.
Oh, they'll solve this one quick.
The FBI is helping us with digital resources and investigative support. And so we're asking the citizens, if we could, we're asking the citizens that if they see anything, if they know anything, that they would either call the sheriff's office, 940-627-5971, and report that, or the FBI office, 972-559-5000, in hopes that we can get some more information that will get us to the point that we could find Athena. It's heavy on our minds. Many of us have gone without sleep. So we're asking for the public's help and the media's help. And we also would ask that if you would put the information out to the citizens who live in that area, and we've talked to the Wise County Messenger already about this, that when they get home in that area, please go out and look at the outbuildings, look inside the outbuildings and your barns, look through the brush, and just search your acreage that you have, so that we can have that peace of mind that she's not in another place that we have not looked. The search is continuing. It's more of a spotted search now instead of the kind of grand search that you saw yesterday with all of those citizens. So with that, we would be glad to take questions.
Mr. Sheriff, has the family been previously known to the Wise County Sheriff's Office? Have they had previous calls to this house?
To my recollection, we've had no calls to that house, Andrew. So, no. Any other questions?
Why is it transitioning to investigation and not search?
Well, it's been search and investigation. Now it's more so investigation and search, because we've completed most of that search. It's covered that area that we need to cover. So we're still going to do some spot searching as information comes in. And as normally the case, the investigation then becomes the forefront, because we've got a lot of people to interview. We've got the digital information that we need to be going through. So that takes up the investigative time. So we're spending more time now on the investigation than we were with search.
Do you have reason to believe that foul play is involved, or it was issued at some point?
Yes.
When you didn't do that initially?
No, we actually did. We sent it out to DPS right away. And I think DPS must have some parameters on that, so that they wait until there's some reason for cause or concern. And obviously there's reason for concern when the child has not been recovered in about 24 hours. So they put that out, and it doesn't necessarily mean we expect foul play, but we do understand that could be a possibility.
Can I answer that, Sheriff?
Yes, you can.
Will you step up on those microphones?
And please identify yourself as well for all of us.
Thank you so much.
I'm Craig Johnson. I'm the Chief Deputy, Wise County Sheriff's Office. To add to what the sheriff was saying into your question, the transition is in part due to the over 300 now people, men and women in different groups that volunteered, because we were able to cover a vast amount of area, talk to tons of people more quickly than we would have without them. So we were able to go through a lot of different areas and aspects of a search type incident looking for Athena very quickly, check and recheck. And so now the mechanics of the situation, the investigation dictate that we keep moving into this next area. But largely it's due to the good work to the women and men who volunteered their time and came out and really looked hard.
Yes, the community really jumped in.
There's no searching, now it's investigating. Explain what's next and how it's going to be.
Well, it's not just an investigation. As the sheriff said, it's transitioning to an investigation with a search. Leads still are being followed up on.
Well, someone should go over and let Justice know he's a fucking idiot, because that is a rumor started by one of his buddies, which is probably why he's spreading the rumor. These people have no fucking brains, I swear to God.
As they come in from leads that are developed via law enforcement or leads that are phoned in from different citizens or groups. But if we've checked and double checked and triple checked all of the things out in a typical grid search area, like what you largely saw yesterday, then we have to keep looking, we have to keep digging and following up on every lead. And it wouldn't be necessarily productive to have 300 people staged waiting to go search here and here and here and here.
Are you still asking volunteers to stay away from the scene and let law enforcement do it? Or are you accepting the help of volunteers now?
We're asking that they stand down at the moment. There are some folks that come and volunteer. That is great. However, we struggle right now, again, thanks to the good work that was done yesterday by the 300+ people on where to direct them.
Could you speak to the experience that either the office or you as individuals have with missing children? What that experience could play into and how maybe those instances have played out in the past?
Well, our chief deputy is retired from Grapevine PD. I'm a retired Texas Ranger. Been working in law enforcement since 1974. I think he's got about 30 years in law enforcement. I'm coming up on 50 years in law enforcement. We have encountered those investigations on many occasions. We find that if we solicit the support of the citizens as well as the other agencies who bring some expertise that we don't have, we're going to rely on them to make sure that we get everything done so that we can find out what happened to Athena, hopefully find her and bring her home alive and well. But again, I say that it's all about the possibilities, and we've got to look at everything.
Sheriff, can you talk about conversations with the family? We know there's a couple different dynamics.
All right, let me just make this loud and clear. The rumor, hey, what are you doing? That's a pen. Let me clear up this rumor that seems to be running rampant because people have no common sense. All right, let me explain it. Allegedly, there was this rumor going around, started by a troll, but it went all the way to a news reporter who I stated should have been fired, saying that, oh, but it came from a reliable source, a good family friend. No, it didn't. You're a liar. Because the family put out a statement stating that it is not true. The family said the police are talking to us right now. It's not true. But yet, hours later, people like Justice is running around stating, oh, this might be true. And the sad part is he'll have 7,000 people in there listening to this fucking nonsense because these people have no brains and they don't fact check. They don't bother to think. FedEx trucks have cameras on them. Shut up. FedEx trucks have cameras on them. FedEx trucks would know if there was an accident. They have GPS, they have FedEx trucks, they have a lot of things. They would know if a truck hit something. Okay. Not only would they know that a truck hit something, but they would go to their boss if it was an accident. They would have to tell their boss first. Their boss would then bring them to a police station or contact the police or whatever, or not say anything and do what they got to do. The rumor was that a FedEx truck driver hit Athena on the road, knocked her into a ditch or something, and then the FedEx driver then turned himself in. Okay. This was going on when they were looking at the ditch. The ditch was cleared. So there's absolutely nobody in a ditch. There's absolutely no truck driver. And people need to use their heads. If for some reason it was a FedEx driver, that shit would have been blasted everywhere within minutes. Within minutes. Winston! Within minutes. There would be no mistaking it. That's why I know it's bullshit. And it's been proven it's bullshit. But keep running with those lies.
Ex-mom from Oklahoma, stepmother and biological father here. Can you give us some insight as to how they must be feeling or conversations with them?
Both sides, the mother and the stepmother and the father, they have been very cooperative. The investigation, the interviews have been conducted by our Texas Ranger, our local Texas Ranger, and one of our investigators. And it has gone very well. We've got information that the first information that we had was, and it may still be accurate information. The information that we had at first was that the mother and daughter had a little bit of an argument, which is not unusual for a 7-year-old and the stepmother. And the the stepdaughter got upset. Athena got upset and she walked away.
Thank you, Jen.
As she has done in the past, but they expected she would
Woo
come back.
woo, chugga
But
chugga.
she did not come back, and we obviously have been unable to.
That's
find
exactly
her.
what I just
Sheriff,
gave
where
him.
was the father doing all of this?
The father was on his way to a deer hunting trip in South Texas, and she called him.
He was headed towards San Antonio.
Somewhere south of Fort Worth when he received that call.
Some of the neighbors told me that she, Athena, was to be going to Oklahoma back to her natural mother, and that was to her.
Yeah, I went through that earlier.
Is that so?
We have been told that. I'm not sure that it's so. Our investigators are at the front line. They may have a different idea on that, but we have been told that, and we do believe that probably is true, but we're not absolutely.
Perhaps that had something to do with the dynamic of the family that was going on at that time.
It's very possible. That's one of the possibilities. Yes, sir.
So the stepmother was the only adult at home at the time of her disappearance?
That's correct.
If you're in a public
Okay.
place, you hear the loud ringing for the Amber Alert, and almost everybody might just silence their phone.
Right.
And maybe not even take a look. How important is it to just glance at it? Maybe you see a description of a car, maybe you see a description of something that could help.
Well, that's why we're so judicious about putting those things out. People have got to realize that that's an important issue when they hear that coming across their phone. And I've been in a restaurant when everybody gets them at the same time, almost like tornado warnings. And so it's important that they look at that, especially if it's in your geographic area. So many times they're in South Texas, and you get a little bit, I guess it becomes mundane because it's so far away. But in those that are close by, we would hope that everybody would look at it, and if they come up with some information that would be helpful, we in law enforcement would appreciate if they give us a call.
The fact that you guys have done such an exhaustive search in the immediate area around the home, and this is a 7-year-old who's presumably just on foot, what does that tell you about where she could be at this point?
Well, we are deeply concerned about that because it's been a long time. That first.
Thank you, Jen. Chugga chugga choo choo. No, she was not found.
First night it was 28, 29 degrees, and she wasn't dressed real warmly. We originally thought that she was wearing a plaid jacket, but in reality, she was in a t-shirt with jeans and boots. So we have a lot of concern. The longer it goes, the more we're concerned. But even so, I'm an optimistic guy. Our chief is an optimistic guy, and we're trying to do everything we can.
This is the most boring press conference I've ever
Homes
watched.
in the area have external security cameras that may have picked up a passing vehicle.
We have checked on that, and we don't have any right there in that very area. There are no Ring doorbells along those lines. But even so, we're going to keep canvassing, and we sent out, and our DPS troopers helped us canvass every house, probably within a 5-mile radius. And there were some video opportunities, but those have not proven to be fruitful to this point.
No, you're right. It's Paradise, Texas. He does, Joy. It's horrible.
Just to
Who we're looking for?
surmise,
Yeah, and I've got some pictures here, some photographs of Athena that some of them we pulled off social media. So we'll pass these out to y'all before we leave. So that's Athena. She's 7 years old. I don't know exactly, Craig. Do you know how tall she is? She's
4
first
feet
grade,
tall.
I think.
All right, I can't do anymore. I just can't. This is the most boringest conference I've ever seen. There's like no personality, no nothing. All right, I'm going to show you guys one last thing. All right. My stepmom's Facebook. Okay. 7-year-old didn't just walk off. She's 7. I agree with that. Okay. Dad posted, don't believe the internet. The cops are talking to us and they said that they didn't find a body. That was about an hour ago. That was the other reason why we knew the Facebook rumor, that other rumor was true, was fake. But they're getting slaughtered on social media. Slaughtered. I already showed that. This is where they were when they were at the ditch. That's been cleared. This was the news reporter that should be fired. Then they're arguing over the rumor. Now, mind you, let me just state, I wouldn't have thought that it was such a rumor if JLR hadn't have just posted that. If he hadn't have been in this group to say that he knew who started the rumor, that was my absolute confirmation. Yeah, I said that hours ago, Nani. I said that, I went through that when I first started. I said news reporters should be fired immediately. That rumor was started by a troll. Oh my God. See, someone's like, it wasn't started by a troll. Reading is easy. It is false. It is 100% false rumor started by a troll. Oh. And we knew that. Her missing child post is very odd. She doesn't sound worried or concerned. Very odd. I mean, general consensus of the Facebook groups is that they believe she's guilty. There's another one of the two of them. Dad shut down his page. It was up a couple of hours ago. Not one picture of a buck or hog. If he was a hunter, why not post pics with your game? Ooh, good point. These guys are on this quick. It's not fake. Oh my God, that's killing me. The FedEx driver is false. That is completely false. Yes, it's false, Lola. But that's a good point, though. Where's all the pictures? Maybe him hunting was actually hiding her body. That's exactly the exact hour span that it took stepmom to call the police. I'm telling you guys, they're getting slaughtered on social media. Which isn't a good thing though, because if you're slaughtering them on social media, they're gonna shut down and you're not gonna get anything. Because if they shut it down, then what? But every single picture you pull up that has comments, they've hit. Couldn't be bothered to brush her hair. Posted yesterday at 4:10 a.m. I'm telling you guys, it's brutal. Facebook is brutal. This I read already. That was the mom's post. Stepmom about it, we don't know. I mean, she doesn't seem like it. But I'm telling you, this is just brutal. And here's the other thing, though. Why does her thing say Plano, Texas? She's not in Plano. Now, at the same time, too, I don't trust this cop either. Not that I think the cop's involved. That's not what I mean. But I'm saying I don't trust this cop's like his what's the word I'm looking for? His intuition about how she's acting normal. I don't believe she's acting normal. You know, I'm thinking too, maybe it was an accident, and an accident that he can't tell the mom. So they concocted something. Maybe she hit her and she ended up dead. And they didn't know what to do simply because, you know, you can't say that a child died while in, you know, non-custodial parents' custody, because you may lose custody of your daughter. Like, there may be a whole thing behind this, like a whole conspiracy. Because when a non-custodial parent has the kid, if something like that happened, CPS is in your life, you would definitely lose your other child. You would have to prove it's an accident. I'm telling you, it's a good possibility that that's what actually happened. And the more I think about it, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Especially if she was supposed to go back on the 1st. And if the mom had custody, I don't know, that theory kind of sticking out at me. There's a good chance that's actually what's going on. Plano's an hour away from paradise. But think about that for a second. Then I'm going to get off. But think about that for a second. There's a high possibility, from what we know, that mom had full custody. Mom got sick. Mom then, said to dad, can you watch her for, let's say, 3 months or whatever it was? I don't know where her other child was because the mom has 2 daughters. I don't know where the other child was, or maybe she went to her dad's. I don't know what the custody arrangement is between them. I don't know, the situation, if they fought, how this relationship spawned. There's so many factors that can affect this. I'm going to guess that they had a talking relationship, but that's about as far as I can guess. I mean, I could say that dad left mom for this chick and then, she got pregnant. It could be that scenario too. But let's give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt, they were already split up by the time he met this one. So let's assume mom doesn't like stepmom, which I think is pretty obvious. Mom doesn't like stepmom. Stepmom has a baby with this man. Something in my mind, something in my gut tells me that mom, accident happened. Somehow this girl got really hurt or died or something. They freaked out because, again, you can't tell the other parent that their child's dead. It would be much easier to bury her somewhere. Let's just hope she was really dead. But they can't tell the mom because they'll lose their current daughter. They'll have, I don't know. I just feel it. The FedEx story is done. It's bullshit. That's the same story that's been running. It's nonsense. I wish people would just stop talking about it. It's total nonsense. Oh, now they put it back in the trunk? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Donnie. I don't understand the whole dynamics of how she was living. If she was living like in this, rundown, it just doesn't make sense. And Anne, I know logically you want to say I'll tell the truth, but you don't know what you would do in that situation. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what that court arrangement was, but a non-custodial parent can't tell the parent your child's dead and it was my fault or my wife's fault. The custodial parent would raise holy hell. And it would be courts, and there's just a lot to it. So I don't think it's that. I think it's dad. I don't know why. No, I don't think so. But maybe. But I definitely think they're in on it together. And I don't know. My gut just tells me that something happened and they just got scared and this was their best option. That's just an opinion. But I kind of feel like I'm leaning towards, now that like I'm hearing everything and looking at everything, it's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Stepmom accidentally hit too hard at the body. Something. Just something. But I think she doesn't want to she doesn't want to lose her kid. And that's what would happen. The dad might have taken her along with him on his trip if he didn't want the mom to have her back, or he did something to her and his hunting trip is a cover-up. Just wish I didn't have a bad feeling about this. I kind of agree with that. Anyone confirm the FedEx driver? No, fake. False, false, false. That looks strict? I don't know. But, you know, when you look at this picture, you kind of wonder, is it the dad and mom's just being quiet? Is there some freaky deaky shit going on? I don't know. Hold on. I got to let Doug out. Come on. Go. But it's definitely possible. There are 3 children in the house. One is 8 stepmothers, Athena 7, and a 1-year-old. 8-year-old was next door at the aunt's. Aha. And this person, Wanda Shockley, check this out. She says, love you guys. Now, one picture of Athena on this woman's page. Not one. Why is that? You love them so much, but there's not a picture on your page? Okay. Yeah, dog was found shot on the property. Why shot? Why not bury the poor thing? I heard about that. Maybe they accidentally shot her. Maybe they're trying to cover something up for her. Think about it. There is no FedEx guy. It is a rumor. So it's going through nasty. Oh, Noni, I'm so sorry. That's not costumes. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a costume. It was November 22nd. Why would you be wearing a costume? If your kid is missing, you damn well post it. You're right, Kat, it is costumes. But it was November. Why are you wearing a costume? The father is home now. But you're right, it does look like costume. I don't know. It's still weird. You ever catch me in a costume with a BSDM chain? Fuck no. Hell to the no on that. Right, Winston? Say hell to the no. The aunt lives on the same property. The not burying it is weird. Why haven't they been on the news asking for help? It's all right. So from what I've read and what I understand, the cops told them the cops told everyone stay home. Whips and chains, Laura. That's right. But that's what I heard. Cops told everyone stay home. Could be a birthday party. I don't know. He's not a bad looking guy. He may be a murderer, but he's not a bad looking guy. November 22nd, 2019. All right, I'm gonna get off though. I gotta have candles to make and subscriptions to get out by tomorrow. You still wouldn't catch me dead wearing this. Sorry. Never happened. Never, never, never gonna happen. Hell to the no. So, all right, I'm gonna get off. I did an hour and a half, which is about right. I will see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow, 7:30, same time. Same time every day. I'm going to stick with it, 7:30. Just remember, anyone tells you about these stupid FedEx, do not believe it. It's all a lie. There is no FedEx driver. It was all a lie. A big, fat lie. Kind of like someone else's butt. A big, fat butt. Thank you, Bear Wolf, for being an amazing mod. Thank you, mods, for being great. Thank you, subs. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps, candle orders. I see you got a few more subscriptions. Yes. And if you want the best subscription candle offer in America, go to energycandles.com, ENERGIE. As soon as I get some time, I'm going to make a little commercial. And I will see you guys later. Yes, that ring cam rumor has been there. I can't believe how someone starts a rumor and everybody runs with it. It's mind-blowing. Trust me, if there was a FedEx driver, it would be everywhere ready. Everywhere. So, hey, Lisa. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 7:30. Again, check out energycandles.com. Bedwolf just dropped the link, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.